All right, it's Algebra 2. Welcome to your quiz 6-2 to 6, or I'm sorry, 6-6 to 6-8 review for your Wednesday quiz. We are just finishing up the quiz review that we started on Monday. And as promised, folks, we have major in-house sponsors here tonight. First off, we got Cliff being represented by our seasonal flavors here. Peppermint bark, yummy. Spice pumpkin pie, great. We're planting 1 million trees. You know, that's good for my classroom because you're going to get some packets. A little out of place here. We got Cliff and Cliff's good friend, Laura Barb. Just 3 ingredients. Less ingredients, all the taste, though. Then Noon Energy for anytime recharge. You want to make that water a little tastier with all the pack of that sweet caffeine. We got Noon Hydration in the house. And lastly, Zevia Black Cherry 0-calorie soda. None of the calories, none of the sugar, all the flavor. All right. Take a look here. The first page, we're looking at the Piecewise Function. And I am short on room. Our sponsors are going to have to move back. All right, so number 2 here. F of x. The fine video quality that you guys come to expect from Yak Math videos is at play here today. F of x is equal to the first equation, 3 minus x. F of x is equal to 8. And f of x is equal to 2x minus 3. So this first equation is y, because that's f of x, is equal to 3 minus x. We're going to let x be negative 5. It's approaching negative 5. And then less than negative 5 would be negative 6. That is, x is less than negative 5, so there's going to be an open circle at negative 5. When I plug negative 5 in for x, I'm going to get 8. When I plug negative 6 in for x, I'm going to get 9. This was an open circle at negative 5, then negative 6, 9, and it's going to go up like that. That was an open circle. What happens here? Second equation, y equals 8. X is negative 5, x is 3. It's a closed circle at negative 5, 8. Well, if you had an open circle here, a closed circle just goes over it. This is going to be continuous at x equals negative 5. And then open circle at 3, 8 because x is less than 3. Open circle there. And lastly, equation 3, y is equal to 2x minus 3. X is greater than or equal to 3, so I'm going to use 3 and 4. Plug 3 in for x, you're going to get 3. Plug 4 in for x, you're going to get 5. Closed circle at 3, 3. Then you have 4, 5, and it goes up like that. Again, you have 2 of these. We did number 1 in class on Monday. We also did 3 and 4 in class Monday. If you were gone, I'd get those from a friend, practice those. We did 5 in class Monday. I think there was only, 3 or 4 of you absent. Total of the almost 50 in Algebra 2. So f of x is equal to negative 2 times the absolute value of x plus 5 minus 3. We need to find the vertex first. Set x plus 5 equal to 0. X coordinate of the vertex is negative 5. The y coordinate of the vertex is right there, negative 3. I go 1 to the left, 1 to the right. I go 2 to the left and 2 to the right. You might hear a little toddler upstairs. We are in the basement hiding. Then I have a slope of negative 2, a slope of negative 2. That means as I go to the left and to the right 1, for x, I'm going to lose 2 and y. Y is going down 2. Again, you can always plug. Let's say I'm going to plug negative 4 in for x, and you can see what happens. Negative 4 plus 5 is 1. The absolute value of 1 is 1. 1 times a negative 2 is a negative 2. Negative 2 minus 3 is a negative 5. So I get negative 5. If I went from 3 to negative 5, I subtract another 2. Subtract 2, subtract 2. 2 different ways. It makes the upside down V right there. All right. I did 7 with you in class. 7 and 8 should hopefully be on the easy side. 8, we have a y-intercept of 5. Then the slope is a negative 2 over 1. So down 2, 1 to the right. Down 2, 1 to the right. That's a solid line, greater than or equal to. Greater than or equal to means I'm going to shade above. Whether or not you have the correct line, solid or dotted, that's 30%. Where you shade, that's another 30%. Okay? Very, very careful. What's 10? So we did 9 in class. Get that if you were gone. 10, you know, you want to treat this like it is 5x plus 4y is equal to 20 and do the cover-up method. I'm going to set 5x equal to 20, 4y equal to 20 to find the intercepts, the x-intercept and the y-intercept. There's the x-intercept. There's the y-intercept. We're going to have a solid line. Now, I tell you to test 0, 0 if something's written in standard form. If you don't have y all by itself, it might be a good idea to test 0, 0. There is 0, 0. And if I test 0, 0, I'm going to plug 0 in for x, 0 in for y. I get 0 is greater than or equal to 20, which is very false. All right, so 0, 0 is below the line, and it's false. It's above the line, it's true. You can always move this in a slope-intercept form as well. Y greater than or equal to negative 5/4 plus 5. Y-intercept's 5. You go down 5 over 4. Look at that. Then you can definitely shade above. You can trust that when y is all by itself in slope-intercept form. Take a look at number 12 here. We have an absolute value inequality. Set what is inside the absolute value equal to 0. You get 1. The vertex is 1, negative 3. Now the slope is 2 times x. So as I go, again, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 to the left, and 2 to the right, my y values are going to go up by 2. Plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Again, if you don't like that, I can plug 2 in for x and see what happens. If I plug 2 in for x, I get 2 times the absolute value, 1. The absolute value of 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 3 is a negative 1. If I go from negative 3 to negative 1, I have lost, or I've added 2. I've added 2, so then I add 2 again. Less than or equal to means you shade below the lines. Y is all by itself, so you can trust that you're going to shade in that sort of fashion. Less than or equal to these curves under the line. And we are rolling. Okay, we did 13 in class. Take a look at this one. Uh-oh, negative absolute value. It's going to make the upside down v. Sets x minus 3 equal to 0. I get x is 3. For the x coordinate of the vertex, the y coordinate of the vertex is 4. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 to the left, 2 to the right. My slope's a negative 1. Negative, there's nothing attached to x, so 1. Again, I can plug something in for x. Like 4, if I plug 4 in for x, I don't have a lot of room, but if I plug 4 in for x, 4 minus 3 is 1. I have the opposite of the absolute value, 1, which is the opposite of 1 plus 4, which is 3. Look at that, 3 again. I went from 4 to 3, I lost 1. Now, y is all by itself, so you can trust if it's greater than this graph, you're going to shade above. Again, it is a negative. When we first graphed these, I said, oh, you want to be careful on the negatives, the upside down these. So if you want to, you can also test 0, 0. 0, 0 is barely inside the curve. If I plug 0 in for x and 0 in for y, I get 0 is greater than or equal to the opposite of a negative 3. 0 minus 3, and the absolute value plus 4. The absolute value of negative 3 is 3, but look at that negative on the outside waiting for it. Negative 3 plus 4 is 1. 0 is not greater than or equal to 1, so that's false. So 0, 0, which is on the inside, is false. It means all of this is false, so I shade on the outside. Those are all examples of graphs you can see on Wednesday. Then on 15 through 22, evaluate each piecewise function. Again, it is essential that we plug these into the correct equation. We did the left side on Monday. 19, f of 4. I'm going to plug 4 in for x, where I can plug 4 in for x in the second equation because 4 is less than or equal to 4. X is allowed to be 4 in the second equation only. It can't be 4 there. So I plug 4 in the second equation. 15 minus 7 times x. I get negative 13. 20, when is x allowed to be 5? X is allowed to be 5 in the third equation. 5 is greater than 4. Plug 5 in for x there. Negative 4 times 5 is a negative 11. When is x allowed to be negative 9? Negative 9 is definitely less than negative 6. So that first equation, 3 times a negative 9 minus 12. And lastly, when is x allowed to be negative 2? X is allowed to be negative 2 in this second equation. Negative 2 is greater than a negative 6, and it's also less than or equal to 4. Negative 2. And I get 29 as my answer. All right, folks, so that concludes your quiz review. Make a great cheat sheet. Quiz has 22 questions, and we're going to take that on Wednesday when I see you again. This is Yak Math Videos, signing out.